another episode of Me and My vdrive. Vroom.
So we're gonna surprise them. So you see quarter power there, holding the sides apart here. So that dashboard, which is back here. Here's the old dashboard. You can see it's pretty rotten. I'll even hold it up here a little bit so you guys don't remember what it looked like when it was in the boat. So there it is. So she's rotting right out. So we got that out of there last night and used porta power to separate a little bit. Hopefully we'll get to the rails today, get those out. But we're gonna go sneak down and see what the boy's doing. You can see we're cutting wood. There's his little bandsaw. He broke his blade in his bandsaw last night. And of course it's one that they don't have at the store, so we gotta order one. So I gave him a jigsaw, and to my surprise, I was surprised he cut out the board. So let's go down here to the back shop. He doesn't know we're filming. And the last thing I told him when I left this building was to put a mask on, because he's playing with the sander. Let's see if he did. Do you guys like his sawhorses? Super singles? Alright.
Hello. So I've done a few things. 5 things. Incredible, right? So the dash piece, I took the template roughly, since the wood ain't exactly the thickness it is. I need to take it back out, but right now we have it sitting in here. I cut, I'd say about a quarter of it out with the bandsaw there. 1/3 horsepower.
A quarter of what?
Cut a quarter of this. I cut out a quarter of the footwells, if other words you want to call it, where you have your feet and you can reach down where there's room. And I cut right through here. And then the bandsaw blade broke right here. So then I had to continue cutting with the jigsaw blade, which Father thought I didn't, because the jigsaw blade that we had, like all of them, were only about 3 inches long or 4 inches long. So when it sits up in the Ryobi jigsaw, at the shortest point, at the most retail, it was a 1/4 inch from going all the way through the wood, and at the longest point, it was 1/2 inch. So I had like 3/4 of the movement back and forth. So I had to go slower than I had to go real slow, so I wasn't pounding out.
Yeah, but what you didn't know is that is the secret. The slower you go with the jigsaw, the better the finish job, right?
Yeah. So I went real slow cutting it out, so it cut, and I wasn't pounding the wood through, causing splinters and stuff on the backside. And then I sat back there for a good 20 to 30 minutes, just sanding the roundness of it.
Okay, so that's the dash.
Yes, and then before that, the night, I cut out this piece. It has a little bit of live edge down here. But I cut that out and obviously smooth these out just because, smooth it out so it ain't rough. And that is going to be obviously the 3 braces that go forward that we've been talking about. We have one in here. We need to screw that down, and up there they have 2 pieces of wood from factory that clamp to each side and then you screw into it up there at the bow. So I need to cut out 2 pieces of wood and then screw it together so they're held together straight to the bow, so it ain't, rattling and tattling up there. And then on the 2 mil braces. Anyways, this board's so important because it holds up the cockpit. It has the structure for the deck, so you can hop over this and walk on the deck around, and that's why there's boards. And then what's even more important than that board, right here, this piece, I can pull this side out. So this little thing, I don't have a name for it yet. I just call it brace 1 and 2. But there's a little wooden 2-inch chunk that goes around the top of the hull, right where it bends over, and this sits up here, and it's actually sanded to the bow of the boat. That's why this one goes over there. It's because the bow of the boat curves, and it curves like this, and it has sanded edge, so it sits straight like this. Angled edge. And it sits like this, and then it is screwed to this board and fiberglassed here to the side of the boat. So it holds up this, and then the cockpit screwed to it and that. So these are the main pieces of the job. That's why they're fiberglassed and screwed in to the hull.
Why is that one so important?
Because if we didn't have it, it would all collapse.
No, why is that brace so important though?
The brace going across here?
Yes.
Yeah, it's because it holds up the cockpit, holds up the deck, and if it didn't have that, it would be falling apart. And one more thing, I kind of find it funny, it helps hold the sides of the boat from wobbling and breaking and stress cracking when you're at high speeds and waves and stuff.
Right. So that's the main brace forward. Then where's your main brace back?
It is, since this board don't touch.
Yeah, that's it.
This, well, yeah, down here, but it don't touch up here.
Because why? What did they do with the plywood?
The plywood? Yeah, they fiberglassed it in all the way down along the whole boat. It's fiberglassed all the way down in a giant U, I could say, a fat U, going all the way down across.
So that's your main brace for your hull in front of the motor.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is the other main brace.
Up there, that's why in the front they have that all fiberglassed in, that very front brace, so when it takes the front hit, don't.
And those two braces do what for the boat?
Stop it from flapping and hitting waves and stress cracking, so the boat lasts longer and is more protected and sturdy.
Right, keeps the sides together. Alright. Alright. So, what's next?
What's next is I remove this board, sand down both sides so it actually slides into the grooves, clean out the grooves a little bit more. Well, maybe not even do that, because we're going to be removing these long 9-foot pieces of wood. I have measured them 9 foot. I think they're 9'5", but 9-foot long pieces of wood, and we're going to cut them out and replace them. And we're going to put a split, since we don't have, a long enough piece of wood for the wood going all the way back. We're going to put a split right about here, because right here, if you see, we have these two boards in this top piece. In this top piece, so worn out, feel bad for it. But this top piece sits across here like this. Actually, it's backwards. This longer end is over here, but it sits over here and curves across, and so you can't see it hardly if you have a cut in the wood where you have two pieces of wood glued together. So we're gonna have it there, and then that's gonna be one piece and one piece, so it looks like one piece in general. So that will be next, and then I'll have to say goodbye and show you the next video in a week when we get that done. So like, subscribe, and say goodbye. Bye.